would like to move to another fast also moment with our regional managers, who I would like to invite to join me here on the stage. So, Karike, Regional Manager for Southern Africa, based in Cape Town. If you can have your the microphone, Karike. Also, we will take our place, all of us, on the stage, and then we'll do our exchange. Where is Herbert? Herbert, our Regional Manager in Eastern Africa, in Nairobi. Susan, you know already, you saw her face, you heard her voice, you saw her dancing even while being our MC for the event. So our regional manager in Ghana for Western Africa, Eugenia, regional manager of Globethics for Latin America and the Caribbean, so in Buenos Aires, and Rajula, our also regional manager in South Asia, based in Bangalore, India, and Lakshmi, thank you, also our regional manager in Southeast Asia, hopefully extending to the Pacific also in the future, in Indonesia, Yogyakarta. So thank you for also being the face and the arm and the heart of Globethics globally in the world. You see the global map, and with our small capacities of the organization, but we are proud being this global network through our centers, but also through our partners, through our experts, through our friends, and through this global community that we are proud to convene and to represent through also the Global Ethics Forum. So let me start with you, Karike. We just want, I mean, we are on a trajectory of hope, so we cannot anymore change this, this trajectory, we cannot go backward, but more about the potential also. You come from a region, you as I mentioned, you represent also all our network in each of these regions. So and I had the chance recently to be in Cape Town and to see with you through your eyes and our other community members there the huge potential also in Southern Africa. So for you, in 2 minutes, what is the potential that we need to capitalize on, to build on?
Thank you very much, Fadi. As a South African-born person, and as a proud South African, might I add that too, I would be remiss if I did not quote Nelson Mandela during this session. His wisdom continues to resonate deeply, not only in our beautiful country, but also globally. He once said, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." And this powerful statement guides much of my work, I think, in the regional center. As a regional manager for Southern Africa, but also as part of the Solutions Hub and the Academy unit, my role is not only creating practical tools for education, which we worked with earlier today, but it's also to foster partnerships with key institutions. Middlesex University in Mauritius, for instance, is part of the Southern African region, and they saw potential in working with us to address a gap in their market in developing training opportunities at executive level on ethical leadership and governance. Dr. Liesel Groenewald, the CEO of the Ethics Institute in South Africa, who is present here with us, can confirm that we are working together towards responsible governance as two global influential organizations. And then we also engage with visionary partners like Philip and Regula Kradolfer from the Sterling Foundation, who are deeply committed to Africa and would like to help us to empower especially youth on our continent in creative and inclusive ways. Whatever we do, we aspire to include leaders, to be inclusive leaders, and to empower others to join in our journey to create more inclusive leaders. Thank you.
Thank you. I like this expression, inclusive leaders, because this is a great transition also to what Herbert is doing and has been doing for years in Eastern Africa. We call it ELIF. But Herbert, so share with us, please, how based on your long experience now with Globethics and working in the region, what are the potentials and sources of hope?
Thank you very much, Fadi. This is an afternoon of hope and talking about hope. And I want to begin by saying that speaking truth to power is the foundation of good governance. And I see a lot of hope in the African continent where, just as Kamela Yadi has just said shortly a while ago, that the African continent is blessed with the young generation. And we are talking about a population that is 70% plus youth. And these are very energetic people, very knowledgeable, and ready to work and speak truth to power. And we can see examples in Kenya, for example, the Generation Z, we call them Gen Z. Everybody is now afraid of this group because they speak their mind.
Including me also.
They don't care whom they are telling the truth. And it is a great hope for the world, for Africa also. And Fadi has just mentioned that in East Africa and in Africa as a whole, we have been running a project that is called the Ethical Leadership for an Inclusive Future. It is beginning, or the foundation is on another project that has been running for the past 10 years called the African Church Assets Program, working with churches and church-related organizations. This time round with ELIF, we are including civil society organizations. And this project is being run up to next year with the collaboration with the All Africa Conference of Churches, whose secretariat is also in Nairobi, Kenya. And we have 6 countries that we are working with at the moment: Ghana, Nigeria, Togo, Cameroon, DRC Congo, and Zambia. I'm tempted to say that the methodology we are using is cascade model. And we have the first level, 4 people, experts, whom we have already selected, who are developing a program that will be run from next month, training others how to train. So a TOT kind of training. And I am tempted to introduce my sister from another mother, Maggie, at the back, and Kamela Yadi, who has just left, is one. These are 2 of the 4 whom we have selected as senior trainers. They will be training 30 master trainers who will go ahead to train 240 in these 6 countries. And then it continues like that until everyone receives the message of hope and good governance. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, Herbert. Susan, you have been deploying your strengths and efforts not only in Western Africa but also supporting the MENA region, and with a very interesting experience. So tell us, looking forward, what should we see as potential?
Thank you, Fadi. Yes, so I'm Susan Aka. And like Fadi already said, I wear 2 hats. I divide my time between 2 regions: Western Africa, based in Ghana, Accra, Ghana, and then supporting the MENA region. There are several concerns we have across the continent, but I will just dwell on one, because yes, Karike has mentioned about education. We've been doing a lot of work with higher education institutions because we see them as a springboard for developing our future leaders who would take their governance positions and decide the future that we all want to see. But beyond that, we've also been focusing on anti-corruption. And in this regard, we've been doing some work in the MENA region over the last 12 months. That is what we've been involved in. And I'm happy to say that through that process, we have engaged people from 43 countries across the world. We had about 149 participants. But beyond this, we have 15 trainers coming out of that project. I just want to share a brief testimony from one of the trainers. This is in the person of Charles Owamba. He is the president of the National Association for Civil Engineers in Democratic Republic of Congo. And he was mentioning just a few things. He has about 35 years experience in the engineering and infrastructure field. But this is something that he says. He says that, pardon me, I should have worn my glasses. Yeah, so he says that my country faces severe corruption that has dangerously undermined governance. It is crucial for it's crucial to raise awareness among the various stakeholders, a monumental task that we must soon all undertake, requiring significant support from all organizations, including Globethics, of course. And he mentions about how the training process has enriched his experience, and he has gone on to develop such programs that he'll be rolling out through this time to next year. I want to say that as long as there are people, there are individuals who have the courage and the commitment to pursue fairness, to pursue truth, to pursue accountability, then we have hope for ethical renewal for our societies. So this is something that Globethics would like to work with all of us together so that we can bring true societal transformation. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you also, Susan. Thank you for reminding us that hope is not just a wishful thinking. It's based on strong values and commitments, including accountability. Also, that's wonderful. So, Eugenia, you have been leading so many and groundbreaking projects and work in Latin America and the Caribbean region. You need to choose. In 2 minutes, I think, one idea that you would like to share with us.
Thank you very much. As Fadi mentioned, I'm the regional manager for Latin America and the Caribbean, the most unequal continent in the world that joins together undeveloped and developing countries, very different among each other. And we started to run a project in El Salvador, in Central America. And Fadi asked to share a story of hope, but now I want to share a story of learning, because when we started to develop this project in 2024, our first task was to set the baseline to see how ethics has been governed across universities and how it has been taught. And when we ran the first survey, we realized that the results look perfect. It seems to be that we were in the haven and we thought that, oh my God, we designed the wrong program, the wrong project. But after thinking about it with the consultants and people from different universities of the country, we decided to run again the survey and encourage the university to share real practices. And what happened is that we discovered the real story. Most universities have adopted ethical policies and codes, often driven by national mandates, but the real challenge was translating those values into everyday institutional practice. Some of these codes were just declaration of values, others were disciplinary rules with problematic sanctioning approaches, but what was missing was a living culture of ethics, one that goes beyond manuals and regulations. What we learned is that responsible governance is not only about frameworks and standards, it's about daily active practice. University must move beyond frameworks and standards, transforming their values in real practice through teaching, research, and social engagement. And that is where hope lies, in leaders and institutions willing to make ethics part of their daily work, shaping future generations, not only professionals, but ethical leaders. We know that it's a long-term process, and we plan to measure this impact over the time because cultural transformation takes patience, persistence, and example. And to finish, I would like to share a picture with you. This is a picture of a student of El Salvador with an impactful message. There is no future without ethics. There is no future without responsible leadership and governance.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, Eugenia, for reminding us that tools, curricula, trainings are not the objectives. The objectives, the ultimate aim is to have this living culture of ethics or ethical culture. So thank you, and thanks for all the efforts also in this project and other ones. So Rajula, you are here representing the South Asia region, India in particular, but not only, because many engagement are happening in other countries around also the subcontinent, and at the same time, as this event, GEF, this year is a pre-event for the Global Summit happening in India on AI impact next year. So what would you like to share with us as a potential and as a story of hope?
Thank you, Fadi, for the question. And kind of I feel that I should be given little time to think and answer. And yet I will answer. And India is a potential country, and we have 40,000 higher education institutions and 1,100 universities. And also it is mentioned that the AI Summit of UNESCO, it is happening in Delhi, February 2026, and then this is approved as a pre-event. And I do have a lot of takeaway from here, and my learning I'm going to implement. And you are aware that this year, with regard to AI and ethics and good governance, we have conducted several training programs for faculty and research scholars. We have partnered with more than 25 institutions in India and also in Sri Lanka, because now it is South Asia, and we have trained more than 3,000 faculty members. And our the one who came to the training, they're very happy and grateful for the platform that we have created. Otherwise, they do not get such opportunity to openly share and update themselves with regard to do justice to the profession which in which they are involved. So they are grateful to Globethics, and they have given testimonies telling that the learning that they had in the training program, it has helped them to reshape their understanding with regard to ethical leadership in the academia. And also I would like to share one testimony that happened last year, and we marked a milestone last year. For the first time, we reached to Sri Lanka, and we collaborated with the University of Colombo, and we designed a collaborative training on ethics and values for teaching professional and administrator. The participants were well received and gave good testimony, and a story of hope came after the training. One professor, Rajathurai Suppiya, he was the English department HOD. He shared his learning with the Vice Chancellor and proposed that Globethics design a curriculum on ethics and values for teaching professional. The idea was well received and also approved by the board, and Globethics eventually facilitated a 10-hour workshop as part of their degree program called Certificate in Teaching in Higher Education program with the Colombo University. And one educator who was committed has transformed and did a marvelous act, and it is included in their curriculum now. So I do have a lot of other testimonials, and time may not be permitted, but I'm very hopeful that with the partners and this colleagues worldwide, we will be able to continue to prove that responsible governance begins with the courageous individuals and collaborative hearts. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much. Again, another example of training, capacity building, education that transform individual and transform societies through them.
Yeah, and we reached Sri Lanka last year with the 2 institutions. Now, through our online effort with an institution called NCASH, that has a network of all the Sri Lankan universities with them. They heard about Globethics, collaborated with us, and we have reached all the universities in Sri Lanka now.
Oh, wonderful.
So we are more in demand now to collaborate with them. And also, they are great thinkers, ethical thinkers, and they need our support.
Thank you, and we are grateful also for this great work. So, Lakshmi, last but not least, Southeast Asia, Indonesia, Yogyakarta, it's a wonderful world. What are the signs of hope and the potential for the future there?
One good hope for me, you changed my mandate. I love that, because my original mandate is East Asia and Pacific, and now you just changed it to Southeast Asia. I love that. It's so smaller. Because it felt that the original mandate is kind of like the whole half world is under my shoulder. So I think I'm going to go with East Asia Pacific because that's my mandate. So I think it's really interesting about my region is we're the only region in Globethics that has our local institution, a local foundation based in Indonesia. And Diki Sofian, Vice President of Globethics, is the founder of this local institution. So I feel really blessed in many ways that I'm not working alone. I have my own board, and we work independently, which is very interesting in many ways. We were just established in October 2023, 13 October 2023. So this coming 13 October will be 2 years of our establishment. As a baby, we have to think about how we'll be growing more strategically. So this year we decided to put things into action, meaning that we did a research on ethics and ethical dilemma. The thing was that Indonesia, if you have read about Indonesia, based on Pew Research Center, it's in 2023, it says that Indonesia is 95% religious. But for the Transparency International in 2024, Indonesia is ranked 115 from 160 countries as a corrupted country. So that doesn't look good. It doesn't seem like any hope. But let's just change that to hope. So this year we decided, after we did our research on, we're still going on with this research on ethics and ethical dilemma, how to actually put the research finding, which was mostly a glimpse of darkness in many ways about ethics, because many of the Indonesian people still see ethics as etiquette, code of conduct, but not really about ethics as what's supposed to be. And when we talk with professionals, it's also the same. So what we did is we started working on applied ethics. Make ethics as everyday life. Make it simple. Make it not high philosophy, but make it as an ethical life. So we designed a number of programs. One of the programs, thank you, Maggie Kantert, for coming to Indonesia and helping us create a responsible leadership training program for trainers. And right now, I have 9 trainers on responsible leadership. And one of the product is what you have seen this morning about the WISE ethical methodology that we are designing to actually roll out to leaders in the future so that they can actually make ethical decisions. And another part of the program we have courses on applied ethics in a number of universities. Thank you for Diki to be one of the instructor. And also we also have programs that are fun on everyday life, like for example, eco walking tour. So Yogyakarta, for those of you who has never been to Yogyakarta, we live in a very nice island. Of course, Indonesia was 17,000 islands. So this city itself has a very active volcano, and the city itself is actually a town, a small town with lots of paddy fields. And if you look at it, it's really, really lush, very beautiful. But when we did the eco walking tour, there was so many garbage, even in the middle of the paddy field. And in that eco-walking tour, we had communities walking with us, and also academia walking with us, and students walking with us. And they were amazed about the number of garbage that's happening. And so the whole discussion about applied ethics on environmental ethics came in, talking about waste. What happens to this waste? And then another thing about food. If we eat food, what happens to the waste of the food? So it becomes to be like an everyday life when we talk about ethics, is something that is embedded in us. And that's what we're trying to do. And we're trying to see that, this hope that we see the corruption will go down because people are starting to think ethically.
Wonderful. Thank you, Lakshmi. Thanks for the wonderful work. Thanks for all our regional managers for representing really this global community of Globethics across the world. We'll have a photo all together with our photographer, and then we'll move to the next section. Thank you so much for these wonderful testimonies. And this is, I would say, a great illustration how Globethics is not a like Swiss or Western or European or whatever organization trying to spread over the world, but it's a community, a global community that support each other shoulder to shoulder to make our future better and engage for one mission: responsible governance and ethical leadership. And this is why also, even though it's very, very nice and very important being in this global policy hub called Geneva, where our head office is, but at the same time, we don't consider Geneva as the only place where Globethics is rooted or where Globethics can convene the Global Ethics Forum, because we are this global community. So I would like now to talk about the next Global Ethics Forum. This was the second Global Ethics Forum in the new version of the forum we had between 2009 and 2016, a yearly edition, and then it was relaunched last year in Geneva, and we said last year that we will redo it in Geneva again to confirm and keep learning from this experience of convening this multi-stakeholder community. And this year it was obvious for us, because we are an authentic global community, to move out of Geneva for next year. And I would like to invite our Vice President, Professor Diki Sofian, to join me to the stage to launch the preparation of the next Global Ethics Forum and announce where it will be. Please, Diki.
Thank you very much, Fadi. Well, not much preparation has been made, to be honest with you, but there has been some conversations in the board of the foundation that we should somehow make some transformations in the Global Ethics Forum. So next year, I would like to invite all of you, our partners, and everyone who is participating here, to come to the island of Bali. So I know it's going to be very difficult for you to sort of justify yourself to go there or to find excuses to go there, but you know, you have to tell your bosses that you'll be working in Bali and not vacationing in Bali, right? So we'll still do the same kind of hard work in the Global Ethics Forum next year, but inshallah it'll be held in Indonesia with the assistance, facilitation, and help from the ambassador here at the UN, and also quite possibly with the foreign policy community in Indonesia. So hopefully I'll see you all in Bali, and I'm sure we'll have a great time.
Thank you.
Thank you.